I like to think of myself as a little bit of a wizard out here in the garden. And when you start your permaculture journey, that's exactly what you want to be. You want to wave your wand or your broadfork and turn a barren piece of earth into your very own lush, thriving slice of the Shire. But here's the truth they don't put in those glossy magazines. Even wizards make mistakes. Sometimes really big, expensive, and exhausting ones. Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today, we're taking a long, hard look in the mirror. I'm going to pull back the curtains on my biggest top 5 permaculture mistakes I've made on this property. And a bonus mistake, which I'm probably making right this very second. We're going to dive deep into exactly what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how we're going to fix it. So grab a cuppa, settle in, and let's get into it. Mistake number 1, and the one that cost me the most sweat, was the design of our water infrastructure. I completely underestimated how much storage and water movement we actually needed. In my mind, I thought the dam would hold plenty of water to sustain the plants, and the house tanks would do the rest. The reality, when the drought conditions hit hard and the dam levels dropped drastically, suddenly there wasn't enough water to keep the current gardens alive, let alone the new trees I was trying to establish. And because I didn't plan for the worst case scenario, I became the water boy. I was doing a ridiculous amount of manual watering, carrying watering cans across the property like I was training for an ultra marathon. Honestly, it took eating a bunch of bananas just to feel the constant running back and forth with those cans. Furthermore, I hadn't automated the water for the chickens and ducks. In permaculture, if you are doing a daily chore that a pipe or a float valve can do for you, you have a design flaw. I was losing precious hours every single week just keeping the flock hydrated. When the funds are available, the plan is to bring in the machines, dig the dam out and make it much bigger. When it comes to the pump, I need to invest in a heavy duty, high capacity solar pump. This will allow me to move large volumes of water up the property to holding tanks, so I can gravity feed multiple zones at once without lifting a single watering can. And for the house tanks, those old leaky concrete tanks are retiring. We need 2 massive 30,000 litre tanks to capture every drop of roof runoff. Water is the blood of the garden. If your water system is weak, your whole design is on life support. Mistake number 2 was a harsh reality check about the climate I live in. When you hear the word subtropics, what comes to your mind? Do you picture deep, lush green rainforests, massive ferns, and reliable afternoon rain that keeps everything perfectly moist? I fell into that trap. I designed my planting systems for a gentle, forgiving environment. But our little pocket here can actually be incredibly arid. What we get is bloody hot and heavily humid weather that creates a pressure cooker environment. The sun bakes the ground to a crisp. The high humidity causes fungal issues and the roots stay thirsty. I designed for the climate map, not for my actual backyard, so you must spend time observing your property. We had to change. Instead of delicate, water-hungry ornamentals, we leaned heavily into those robust survivors. And this is why we grow so much garlic. It's not only good for your health and can bring a good laugh, but it is a survivor. In an arid, hot environment, bare soil is dead soil. You have to create canopy shade faster and mulch 3 times thicker than what you think you need to. Mistake number 3 really hurts my heart and my wallet. I was out here planting trees, left, right and centre. I was scattering them all over the property like they were magic beans, convinced that nature would sort them out. The fatal flaw? I didn't record a single one of them in the master ledger. When you have a bit of acreage and a lot of grand ideas, things get lost in the grass. I didn't have a map, plan or spreadsheet to tell me what was planted and where, and they just simply slipped my mind. Out of sight, out of mind, which meant they didn't get their deep watering during the dry spell. They didn't get their mulch topped up, and they got outcompeted by weeds. A lot of really good expensive trees died because the wizard forgot where he put them. Map it out. Use a simple piece of paper or a digital tool, but map out every single perennial plant that you put into the ground. Create a master ledger. Note the species, the variety, the date planted, and the water requirements for that plant. This might take you an extra 10 minutes on your planting day, but it'll save you years of lost growth. Mistake number 4 is a classic trap for the enthusiastic permaculturalist. Expanding the borders before the hearth is secure. I went way too big all at once. I'd start one major project and then I'd get excited about a new idea I read in the designer manual or saw online. Start that one before the other project was actually finished or established. You'll end up with 5 different plates spinning. You spread your energy, your time, and your water too thin. And eventually, those plates come crashing down. A system isn't finished when the plants go in the ground. It's finished when it's relatively self-sustaining. Master Zone 1 first. Stick to the area just outside your back door. Make it bulletproof and make it beautiful. Don't venture out into the wild edges of your property until your kitchen garden is humming along smoothly. Finish what you start. Discipline is the greatest magic trick in the garden. Complete a project, mulch it, establish a watering routine, and then dream up your next quest. Mistake number 5. We all love our poultry, right? They provide us eggs, they provide us fertilizer, and they eat all the bugs. Well, I made the colossal error of allowing my chickens to run wild way too early in the system's life. Let me tell you, when let loose into a young food forest, chickens do not act like helpful gardeners. They act like a raiding party of orcs. They don't care about your delicate permaculture designs or your expensive rare fruit trees you've just planted. They care about scratching up every square inch of earth to find a grub. They absolutely decimate young trees, destroy ground cover, and flatten plants that I hadn't properly protected. Free range is wonderful, but only in established areas. Keep the flock fenced out of newly planted areas until the trees are robust enough to handle the scratching. If they must share the space, protect the young trees with heavy protective guarding. Use rocks, timber, and cover the root zones. Direct their energy, and don't just let it loose.
for all to see. Then switch it up and treat me right. You promise sun, but you bring rain. I still love what you do to me. The highest highs, the lowest lows. You take me to every extreme. Can't get enough.
And finally, a bonus mistake. For those of you who have stuck around to the end. Honestly, I gave way too much time and energy of filming all of this for YouTube. I'd be out here trying to get the perfect cinematic angle of Winston, and then he'd move. I do 3 takes of me trying to shovel wood chip and completely distracting myself from actually getting the yard work done. I spend 3 hours filming a job that would actually take 20 minutes. Sometimes you really just need to put the camera away, put your head down, and do the actual magic. We live, we learn, and we keep planting. If you want to take anything away from my blunders today, save your money for your water infrastructure first. Create a plant ledger to record all your magic beans. Respect your actual climate. Finish one job at a time. And for goodness sake, protect your saplings from your chickens. What's the biggest mistake you've ever made in your dirt? Drop it down in the comments so I know I'm not the only one learning the hard way. If you found some value in this long form ramble, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And remember to speak, friend, and garden. We'll see you in the next adventure. And here are some new friends to the Shire.
In the morning, I wake up feeling no pain, long stretches, I get to remember it.